Number 4, 3 over x squared minus 3x minus 4 minus x plus 1 over 4 minus x. So first step is to see whether or not I can factorize my denominators, and it looks like my first fraction has a trinomial as a denominator, and we are going to try and factorize that now. So ons gaan kyk of ons daai nommer in die eerste breek kan factoriseer, and I've got x and x factorizing my first term, and in factors of 4, that's going to give me 3 or negative 3. I can then choose, because I've got a negative third term, ek het 'n negatiewe derde term, weet ek my tekens gaan plus en minus wees, en ek sal dan negatief 4 het, want die groter factor sal die teken dra van die derde term. The bigger factor will carry the sign of the third term, that's the 4, and of course the other factor was 1. So that will give me 1x, and negative 4x, that gives me a middle term of negative 3x. So that's factorized. Minus x plus 1 over 4 minus x. Right, so now we've got our denominators factorized, and we need to now consider a sign change rule, or changing signs. And I've got an x minus 4 and x plus 1, and that would be my LCD if I can just change this to an x minus 4. So I'm going to apply a sign change rule here. So ek kan die verandering van tekenreël toepas. Ek het dan hierdie eerste een as 3 op x plus 1 en x min 4. En dan gaan ek sê plus x plus 1 en x min 4. So that's the sign change rule. Changing the sign here from negative to positive allows me to change 4 minus x to x minus 4. And again, you might be wondering, how is it that by changing this negative to a positive, I am able to write the 4 minus x as x minus 4? Because if you're thinking, maybe if I take this plus sign and multiply it back in here, I'm not going to get this again. So what's happening here? Well, remember the sign change that we applied, the part that happens behind the scenes was that in my original fraction over here, I had x plus 1 over, and let me just put the minus sign in front, and that was the original, right? And then to apply the sign change rule, I said x plus 1 over, and this is still, sorry, the minus must still be there, just carry that with. I'm going to change the 4 minus x to minus x minus 4. Negative x minus 4 is equal to 4 minus x. They are equal, they are equivalent, because if I multiply this minus into the bracket, I will get negative x and positive 4. So the sign change that we applied here is correct, it's valid. Now this sign change, this negative sign here and that negative, is where this positive comes from eventually. So that happened, and we were left with this, and we were left also with our x minus 4, which we wanted. So that is why the sign change is valid. It makes sense because of what's happening here behind the scenes. So nou kan ons KGV kies. Our LCD will simply be KGV's voor Afrikaans, that's kleinste gemeenskaplike veelvoud of kleinste gemene veelvoud. For us it is going to be x plus 1 and x minus 4. So my first fraction already has that denominator, so I will just rewrite it. And my second fraction, I'm going to multiply the second fraction's denominator and numerator with x plus 1. Ek het al klaar die x minus 4 in my noemer hierso, So om hierdie noemer te kry soos die KGV, moet ek vir hom vermenigvuldig met x plus 1 en ek sal natuurlik dit doen bo en onder. So I'm multiplying with x plus 1 over x plus 1. So in my numerator now, I'm going to have here x plus 1 times x plus 1. Note the brackets again. And in my denominator, I'm going to have x plus 1 and x minus 4. So now I've got the same denominators, ek het dieselfde noemers, so I can write all of this over one denominator. I've got my denominator here as x plus 1 and x minus 4, and then in my numerator I've got 3 plus x plus 1, x plus 1. And remember, onthou ons kan nie dit doen nie. We cannot do that. Please don't do that. You cannot cross cancel because of the plus sign. So what we are going to do is we're going to multiply those brackets out, and if I multiply it out, I should end up with the following. I'll just keep the bracket because we're still simplifying this bracket. That will be x squared plus 2x plus 1 over x plus 1 and x minus 4. And we will just go next door to finish this off. Final answer will then be, as jy kyk na hierdie teller, dan kan ek die hakies verwyder want hier is 'n positief 1 voor, so dit sal net alles dieselfde los. So ons het basies 3 plus die x mag 2 plus 2x plus 1. En die 3 en die 1 kan ons optel, so dit sal vir ons 4 gee. So we are simply left with a final answer of x squared plus 2x plus 4, everything over x plus 1, x minus 4.